In 2010, the federal debt of a small island country in millions was $1,362,432, and the population of this country was 126 million. We're going to do two things with this information. First, we're going to compute the federal debt per capita for this country, and then we are going to use a given CPI table to compute what this value would be in 1997 dollars. So first things first, let's compute the federal debt per capita for this country. So remember, when you're computing federal debt, the word per implies the fraction bar. So we start with the federal debt. And we know the federal debt is 1,362,432 million. Then we have the per capita. And capita means people. So we have 126 million people. Well, you can see, hopefully pretty easily, that million is in the top and the bottom. So really, we are just taking 1,362,432 and dividing by 126. When we do that, we will find our federal debt per capita, rounded to the nearest cent, is $10,812.95. Now, that's our new value, right? That's our 2010 federal debt per capita. Well, Part B says, use this CPI table to compute what this value would be in 1997 dollars. So we are comparing 2010 to 1997, right? These are our comparison years. So when we set up our CPI tables, I always put money in the top and our CPI value in the bottom. So 2010 is what we just calculated. We just found our federal debt per capita to be $10,812.95. And in 2010, right here, you can see our CPI is 218.056. Now, for 1997, we don't know what the value is. We're trying to find what that value would be in 1997 dollars, but you can see the CPI is 160.50. Now we have a proportion, and we can solve this by cross multiplying. So remember, denominator of one times the numerator of the other leads us to 218.056 times x equals super big number. So we've got 1,735,478 and 475 thousandths. Now we have the equal sign, which splits us up into two equal sides. I then divide both sides by the number in front of x, because this allows us to cancel that out, and we're just left with the value of x, which would be $7,958.87. So in 2010, our federal debt per capita was over 10,000. Using CPI for comparison, in 1997, it would be just under 8,000.